Okay, so the first thing that we're going to do whenever setting up a new account is we need to make sure that we've got our agency settings set up. So that let me go through, and I'm working on this SOP.
High level setup.
Yep. So let's just go through. So when you have an account, if your client has a agency account, he can have multiple sub accounts underneath him. Okay. So you've got the agency view, which looks like this. It's a little bit less features here on the side, and then you have the sub account view.
Are those called snapshots as well?
No. I'll tell you what a snapshot. So you've got agency side view, and you've got the account side. The account it's got a lot more features in here. It's got this launch pad in it, and you'll start to know the difference. So to get back, so you can select your sub account that you want to look at by just going through this list. You can also search for them in here to make it quicker. So agency. Yeah. And then you can get there quicker, and then you just go into that sub account. To get back to the agency view, you click this little arrows back and forth.
Okay.
One of these people randomly try to join our meeting. All right, so now we're back in the agency view. So let's go through the different pieces of the agency. So you've got the agency dashboard. If we were starting a SaaS company, you can see a lot of the revenue generated from that. Also, if you're selling products, you can see how much you've made in that. And that's kind of where that is. Here's where all your accounts are. Okay. Yeah. So you can actually click into these different accounts. And if you wanted to load a snapshot into this account, you'd come into the account, you'd click actions here, and you click load snapshot, and you'd select whatever snapshot you want to load in. And then if you start to import a snapshot, you can select all the items in that, or assets in that snapshot that you want to import in. You can select all of them and import everything. Or if you just wanted to select a few items, you can expand these different menus and select, the things that you want to actually import. And then you click proceed. It'll ask you if there's any conflicts, and then you can import it. So a snapshot is essentially a cloned account. So what you would do is you would build an account the way you want it. Actually, let me just get to snapshots. So snapshots, we have the vertical snapshots, which are created for HighLevel. I don't really ever use these. I don't really like the way they build their snapshots personally. Then you've got the ones that you've created, which are basically clones of any of the accounts that you have. So basically what you do is you create an account, you set everything up in that account, your workflows, your custom values, everything in that account the way you want it. Once you have the account the way you want it, you can create a snapshot, and those snapshots are going to be here. So you can create an account from a snapshot, but what I like to do is create a snapshot from a let's see. So if I was going to come into here and create an account, it'll ask you what snapshot you want to choose. I typically like to create the blank snapshot and then push the snapshot in there the way I told you about, because then I can select and control what features of that snapshot I push into that account. Otherwise, I'm just pushing the entire snapshot into that account. Does that make sense?
Yeah. It does.
Okay. And so since we're on and then let me go back here. So you also have imported snapshots, which you can get links. You can share snapshots between agency accounts. And then if someone gives you that link, you can import it into your account, and then you can use that moving forward. So to create a snapshot, you go into settings, you go to account snapshots, and then you can create a snapshot. You give it a name, some kind of identifier to note, so you know exactly what it is, and then you can select the account that you want to clone, and then that will create the snapshot that you can use moving forward when you create new accounts, or you can push them into accounts.
Yeah, one question real quick. So basically, when you create a snapshot from an account, every campaign workflow, everything that's in that account at the moment is being cloned.
Correct.
Okay.
And then if you want, now you've got all these things over here. So obviously you can delete the snapshot. You can edit the name of the snapshot. These other ones are if you wanted to share the snapshot with someone else, or if you're, let's say that you're working in another person's account, you're building stuff in that account, and you know you already have a snapshot that has a lot of that stuff in there. You can just go grab that snapshot link, and it's the same way we import into FlowChat. You just grab that link, log into the account that you're wanting to log into and bring it into. And then you'll paste that into your address bar, and it will ask you if you want to import that. And so that's the way we can build these people's campaigns and their accounts really quickly, is by building out these snapshots that are already pre-built. Then the other things that you can do with a snapshot is you can make updates to the account that the snapshot is pulling from. So these are the accounts where the snapshot's pulling, basically built from. So if you make changes to that account, you can come in here and refresh the snapshot, and it will update it with the new changes you made to the snapshot. And then if you have accounts underneath you that are using that snapshot, you can push those updates to the account, all the accounts.
One question again. If you make an update, excuse me, if you make an update on an account that you've already created from a snapshot, okay? Now maybe some sections in the accounts you created from the snapshots were already edited in the other person's accounts, and you make an update on this one. Does it mean it's changing everything back to the way?
No, it's just additive. So it's just going to, and you can choose what you push to these accounts. So if I click this, it'll tell you the linked locations. That one's not a good example, but let's do. Okay, so these are the ones that are linked to this location. Just like you did with the, you would select the things that you updated. So you'd only select the things that you updated. Otherwise, it's going to duplicate all this stuff into the account. So you just come in here and find the things that you want to, that you just updated, that you want to push, and push those things only.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yep, it does.
Okay. All right, so now we went through account snapshots, marketplace. This is just where HighLevel sells some additional services. Probably not something we need to worry too much about. Maybe we could use some copywriting. Let's see, here's your website, need content or sample work. So, maybe we could use this if we're building like pipelines or landing pages or something for somebody. Also, let's see, funnel builds, website basic, funnel basic with funnel with copy. So $4.99, you could potentially use that. It's not, maybe we can find a better price or something, or if you can learn to build funnels real quick. I'd really like for you to learn how to do that really good. But anyway, that's where we could purchase these services. We'll discuss that if we want. Partners, you probably don't need to worry about that. University, this is where you can find some of HighLevel's courses. SaaS education, if you're in SaaS mode. Do you understand what SaaS mode is?
Yeah, you've explained that a lot of times, but I think you have to explain it again.
So SaaS mode, so I have an agency account, and that means I can have sub accounts underneath me, and I can charge these people. I pay one time or a monthly fee, $297, and I can charge these people a subscription for whatever I want. But it's kind of wonky. It's not managed through HighLevel. I have to do it kind of myself. With SaaS mode, it's the same basic model, but it's got a built-in like client management system. And so with HighLevel, you have to be able to send text out. You connect it to Twilio, which is a third-party piece of software. And to send out email, you connect it to something like Mailgun.
Mailgun.
Yeah. And so when you're using these outside services, they have additional charges. And so with SaaS mode, you can charge your client for those other costs, right? Otherwise you're paying it, and maybe you're billing it to your client. This will automatically bill it to them.
Oh,
So
okay.
the SaaS mode is just an upgraded version of what I have. And it's got a few different features that make it a little bit easier to manage. If you're going, SaaS means software as a service. So really any software that you buy is a software as a service, essentially.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, so ideas. So if you ever have any ideas, or you wanted to come in here and you saw some ideas that you've been really wanting, you can come in here and vote on the ones that you like. And then it will be basically the ones that they have the highest votes are the ones that they're going to build into the system first.
Yeah.
This is actually, I'm just bringing in flowchat. I don't know if it'll even, so what you can do to do that, you create these custom menu links, and you can bring in the tool that you're bringing in has to have the security allow you to be able to bring that in, but you can create these custom menu items so that they show up here. You can either do it inside the accounts. So this will show you, like you can see, I'm making this it shows in the agency sidebar. So in the agency view, and then also the account sidebar. So it can show in the different accounts, and I can select which accounts I want it to show in. And then if you want it to show inside of the tool, you do it in an iframe inside the platform, otherwise it'll open it into another
on the top.
platform. And then you can choose the icon you want to show, the title of that menu link, and then you just drop the URL in there. Got it?
Yeah. So this is basically bringing in a different tool, right?
Yeah, exactly. Or if you had like the spreadsheet you wanted to have in here, easy access, you could do that. Whatever you want to do, you can create a custom menu link for it.
Okay.
But the other tool needs to have the security where it'll allow that. It doesn't work with everything.
How do you know that security is on the other tool?
You can try to bring it in, and if it doesn't let you, it's probably doesn't.
Okay.
Trying to bring U-Link in here, and you couldn't do that. So.
Oh. Okay.
All right. So now we've gone through most of that stuff. Now you just go through the user settings. So this is going to be whenever you're logged in. This is going to be your information, so you can change that information. Agency settings. So this is the overall agency settings. So the company address, company name, company email, phone, website, white label domain. You can see that. You all right, man? You got some issues?
I'm good.
You can see that this is my domain, right? So I can white label the domain for HighLevel. You just have to create some like CNAME record. You understand? I mean, you don't have to fully understand it, but like DNS records and all that kind of stuff.
But yeah, those stuffs are a bit confusing for me, actually.
Yeah, well, there's instructions. It's pretty straightforward. And we can talk about that a little bit later, but
okay,
tell you how to do it essentially. But you log into your hosting account, and then you go to your DNS settings. Let me just show you. So I have HostMonster. So
which hosting platform do you use?
I use HostMonster.
Oh, okay.
So everybody's going to have something different, but basically, the basic setup is the same. You just find.
Is this the one you connect with your WordPress?
Yes, this is where my WordPress is hosted.
Okay.
So I would come in here to domains. This is just for this one. I'd find the domain that I wanted to white label, that I wanted to show up, let's say I got Rebel of Growth here. So if I go to manage, and this is just in this platform, but you just need to know where to go. So DNS.
Yeah.
So it's always going to be your DNS, and then this is where you add the different records they tell you to add. And it's pretty straightforward. So like, for instance, this says, make sure to have a CNAME record pointing to this address. So typically what you're going to do is create a subdomain on your website. Do you understand what subdomains are?
Yep. Like yeah, I have an idea with WordPress actually, but subdomains are like domains under your domain.
Yeah, right. So you have like this link dot agency VA Academy
Yeah.
app dot Rebel of Growth, that kind of thing. You can put
Mhm.
your, and then so that this basically allows you to white label this portion. So you would follow those setup rules for creating those DNS records.
Yeah.
This actually is for like your links for your calendars and stuff like that. So it looks like this. You can substitute these links in, and they're just more branded.
More branded, yeah.
If you wanted some custom JavaScript, we probably won't need to do any of this stuff just because
Complicated.
it's just we don't know how to do it. So you got that. Agency team management. This is where you would go to add team members to accounts. So typically, when somebody signs up for an account, you have to go in here and add them to the account so that they show up in team management inside of the account. Let me just show you what that looks like. You can either add them in here in the agency side, or you can actually add them in the account side. So in the account side, here's where all the team members will be in team management. So you have all the users for that account inside here. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
All right, so how do I get back to the agency view?
The arrow sign back and forth arrow sign.
Yep, good. All right, so that's agency team management, agency billing. This is where you'd add a new card, handle your billing. If we wanted to upgrade, we could do that here. Agent account snapshots, we showed you that earlier. So you've got my snapshots that are created from the accounts that are in my platform. We've got the ones that we imported from an import link here, and then you've got the ones that come default with the with your account.
Yeah.
Twilio. So this is going to be in the
HighLevel setup.
Yep. So we're gonna have a process around that, but also if you ever don't know what to do for this one, you can go to university, and the course here will show you how to set up Twilio and Mailgun.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I might give you a task today to do that because I'm setting up a new client.
All right.
Let's see. All right, so Mailgun, same thing. You basically go get the API. You set it, but it'll show you how to set up. You can look at the SOPs and also that course. SMTP service. You'll need to set this up
on the domain section, right? Like your hosting platform.
No, so once you set up Mailgun, you'll need to come in here and mark that as default provider. And some people might use something different. If that's the case, I'll have to get involved just because it gets a little bit crazy.
Okay.
You can set up Stripe in here and payments. They also have
do they have like other payment providers?
They have PayPal now, but I don't know why I don't see it in here. Maybe I do that inside the account itself.
Okay.
Affiliate settings. So we can promote HighLevel and make money from it. We could put our Facebook pixel in here if we wanted.
If you have like ads on it, right?
Yeah. I need to look into what this actually does, just so I understand it a little bit more. Custom menu links. This is where we talked about adding those custom menu links on the side here.
Yeah.
API keys.
This is like a webhook, right?
Yeah, we probably won't be doing much of this unless we get a developer involved. So you want to worry about this. Compliance. This is finding information about whether HighLevel is compliant on these different
Countries.
yeah, and these different regulations. Launchpad settings. So if we wanted to, so Launchpad is this top little menu that's basically to kind of help you get on board, get your clients onboarded quickly and setting up
Alright.
their account. So you can turn that off on the agency side if you wanted to.
Okay.
So, and we'll just go through this last little bit. So in each account, you've got the Launchpad. You can connect Google My Business so that you can monitor Google. It's pretty easy, you know, just connect these things and go to the wizard. You can connect Facebook. When you connect to Facebook, you can also connect Instagram. So that will allows you to bring in messages from Facebook, also from Instagram, and sync up your Facebook lead ads with HighLevel. This is so you can, you know, answer messages from Google My Business. You can put a chat widget on your website so that people can send you, like they basically, if they want to send you a message, they put their phone number in there and that'll create an alert inside the HighLevel if you set it up right. And then you can text them back from your phone or set up some kind of automation to do that. You can connect your Stripe to start taking payments. And then what we want to do, and this is going to be part of our SOP, is to get all of the team members' names that they want added. And we'll just, you pop in here and drop their email addresses in here and then click send invite. And then they'll need to come in and integrate their calendars and everything. Now you can also do this from settings and integrations. So you can integrate Google My Business, you can integrate Facebook and Instagram, you can integrate these other things if you want.
What about LinkedIn?
No, you have to do that through like Zap or something if you want to do that. All right, so that's all we're going to go over today.
Okay.
I'm going to stop the
recording.